Welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you for staying with us. Let's continue informing you. Now, rising water levels in Lake Naivasha have submerged homes, farms, and key government infrastructure. The latest victims are the multi-million shilling Wildlife Research and Training Institute, Wetland Research Center, and Hippo camps, which have been flooded, bringing operations to a complete standstill. The institute is counting losses running into millions of shillings as staff race to salvage research equipment and materials from the rising waters. Here is Catherine Imuraget with the details.
Wildlife Research and Training Institute Wetland Research Center Director Dr. Patrick Omondi says tens of wild animals around the lake have been displaced and left vulnerable to poaching.
100% of the ground is already taken. Wildlife is now residing at the edge of the highway, and so you'll find that when they are retreating to the highway, they become exposed to threats like poaching, and also loss of habitat for grazing.
We've lost quite a substantial ground or habitats for wildlife around the lake.
Heavy rains experienced across the country in the last couple of days have come with unfortunate events where residents have lost their homes and animals displaced. WRTI has not been spared and is now facing losses worth millions of shillings. According to the institute, the flooding is posing a threat to much needed research, adding that a process that has just begun to produce fingerlings in the Naivasha Center is likely to be affected by the crisis. The institute's principal research scientist, Dr. Vincent Obanda, has now called for joint research among scientists to establish the real cause of the flooding while ruling out rainfall in the catchment, as reported in some quarters.
What I'm calling for is to call for experts. I think we need geologists now to pin down exactly and work with us to try and address the mitigation measures. It doesn't look like this phenomenon will end because along the Rift Valley lakes through to Turkana, I think there are cases where the water has stayed like this and offices are in water for the last 7 years.
The institution, in partnership with the Kenya Wildlife Service, has identified the most affected areas and animals and is in the process of translocating tens of displaced wildlife. Thousands of households have been displaced by floods, and several persons reported dead and others missing. The Kenya Meteorological Department predicts rainfall across 7 regions this week, including the Central Highlands, Lake Victoria Basin, Rift Valley, the coastal region, southeastern lowlands, western and northeastern Kenya regions. Catherine Imuraget, KTN, Nairobi.
Shift in focus, senators are pushing for the installation of CCTV cameras